Hi guys, sorry there wasn't a video last week. I did record it, I edited it, tried to upload it, it didn't work. And then other things kind of happened and I was like, okay, I can't do it this week. So the video I recorded last week is now here. I'm doing this because I have the most horrendous spot that looks like a tash. So I'm just going to cover that up. But yeah, hope you're okay. Please enjoy the video. Yeah, apologies there wasn't a video last week, but I will get back on top of things and sort my stuff out. Okay, enjoy the video. Bye. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Hello and welcome to the Little Boo Vlog. It's Jem here. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope it finds you well. I'm going to be talking about hygiene and depression in this video, as you can probably tell from the title. It was requested by one of my subscribers, one of my viewers, Eliza Stoner or Alyssa Stoner, sorry if I'm saying it wrong. And it was also suggested by another one of my subscribers, Sally. Between the two of them, they had this lovely conversation about my previous video, and Eliza said, why don't I do a video about hygiene and depression? So I thought, what a great idea. So thank you, Eliza and Sally, for this, and I hope this video helps. So I just want to say, depression can take many forms. We have major depressive disorder, persistent depressive disorder or dysthymia, postnatal depression, psychotic depression. There are loads of different types of depression. Please check out my video on that. But I experienced depression mainly because of my borderline personality disorder. One of the signs and symptoms, or one of the 9 criteria for being diagnosed with BPD, is depressivity. And you can kind of flip between depression and then kind of a more kind of hypomania, or you can, yeah, a lot of the time I am in the depressive state, and anyone with a diagnosis of BPD will experience different facets of the illness more than the others. I've said this in many of my videos, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I experience the depressive side of the illness probably more than other people I know that have BPD. So there's many reasons why we get depressed, but what the outcome of this depression is, we end up kind of losing a lot of motivation. We may become socially isolated and may have so low self-worth. All of this leads us to possibly having poor self-care or poor personal hygiene. I have a wealth of experience in this. Even today, as I talk to you, I haven't washed my hair in 10 days. Now you can't really see, and I put loads of dry shampoo in it yesterday, so you can't really tell, but yeah, it's greasy, unmanageable. It's dry on the ends, greasy on the roots. It needs to be coloured. Yeah, so it's not great. I also am not wearing makeup, but I do that in a lot of my videos. I think there's such a huge emphasis on looking immaculate on screen, especially in YouTube videos or any other kind of social media influencers. But I just want to stress that when I have depression, when I'm feeling low, or even when, do you know what, I'm not feeling at my top pinnacle of Jem, I won't put makeup on. I'll have to deal with breakouts like that. Oh, you should have seen it a couple of days ago. Oh, but there is one thing that I will always do, no matter how rubbish I'm feeling or how good I'm feeling. I will always, as soon as I wake up, as soon as I've kind of had a wee and whatever, taken Baxter out for a wee, I will floss my teeth and I will brush my teeth and I will brush my tongue. That for me is the basic personal hygiene that I will always, am I doing that? That I will always do no matter how low I feel. The rest of it kind of is forgotten. And like I say, I haven't washed my hair in 10 days. Sometimes I'll go 2 weeks, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on the state of my hair, depending on how much dry shampoo I have. But actually, I know that after a while, Andy's like, are you gonna wash your hair today or maybe tomorrow? And after I've washed it, he's kind of like, oh, it smells really good. I'm like, did it not smell so good before? So on bad days, when depression is at its most intense, I will not be able to do much. On a good day, I will get up, I will brush my teeth, floss my teeth, I'll take little dude over there, hello, take Baxter for a WALK, come back, do some yoga, have breakfast, and then get on with my day. If I'm going out or maybe seeing people, I'll put some makeup on, maybe kind of do my hair a bit differently, maybe put some jewellery on, maybe paint my toenails if it's nice weather and I'm going out with flip-flops on. So yeah, I'll do a lot of things, and I'm not just talking about personal hygiene here, I'm talking about kind of sort of hygiene around the house. Now, as you can see there, that is a pile of clothes that have been building up for the last 2 days. They're all mine and I will tidy them up, but going back to that lack of motivation, sometimes when you see a mess, all you want to do is run away from it. You don't really want to start clearing it up or tidying it up. So it's not just personal physical self-care, it's the care around us. And when I am having a good day, i.e. when I'm not depressed, I'll put a wash on, I'll whiz the hoover around, I'll clean the toilets, I maybe kind of even might get a duster out and get some of the cobwebs that are appearing in the corners of this room. So it's not just about personal care, physical care. That was Baxter. I think he might be maybe sleeping, I'm not sure. How cute was that noise? Oh my god. So we need to think about our personal hygiene and the kind of space that's around us. I've always been under that impression, tidy house, tidy mind. But when you're in the grips of depression, the last thing you want to do is take care of yourself and take care of the space around you. So a good day, I will get stuff done, I will be able to function, I will be able to be around people. But when depression hits, which it does on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis, I will then kind of be like, right, what's the bare minimum I can get away with doing? And usually that is just flossing and brushing my teeth. I will then probably stay in my pyjamas for the whole day and kind of just exist in my dirty place. No, I'm not trying to laugh about this. I'm just laughing at the way I say things sometimes, and yeah, I have a degree, but I can't seem to construct sentences. So I just want to say a few things. I have made some notes, but I do realise that this video is already going longer because I know I'm going to ramble because I've got a lot to say. So yeah, so sometimes I won't shower for a few days, and this is something that came up in the comments, that people kind of maybe don't shower for a few days, maybe just don't take care of themselves. And it is so common. It is because we're feeling shit about ourselves, we've got no motivation, and we're not inclined to kind of be like, oh, I need to take care of myself. When you hate yourself, which is basically what my depression always is, it's a hate of myself, hate of the world, hate of the people in it, the state of the world. So I'm less likely to be taking care of myself when I hate myself. But what do you experience as far as kind of self-hygiene, self-care when you are depressed, or when you're battling with other mental illnesses or even physical illnesses? Although the brain is physical, so you could say mental illness is physical, but you know what I'm saying. So I just want to say a few things. So one thing that I do when I wake up and the dark cloud comes over me, and it is like a physical thing, I can almost see it just like coming over like that and being like right above my head, and it pushes down on me, presses down on me. It feels physical. There's a lot of physical things that happen when you are depressed. You become, there's things like psychomotor retardation, you can slow down. Physically, you can be fatigued, exhausted. So there is a lot of physical side of it, which means you're even less inclined to take care of yourself, because physically it can feel exhausting. So yeah, so what I do when I know that, sort of tangent again, when I know that cloud is coming over, I'm like, do you know what? I know today or the next few hours, I'm going to be depressed, and I have to accept that. If I start to say, no, I'm not depressed, I'm fine, it kind of, the fighting with it doesn't seem to work, because depression, the thoughts always win. They do for me anyway. I wish I was one of those people that's like positive and like mental illness is just a state of mind, and I've had mental illness for years, but I can do this and this. There are wonderful people out there who fight and who are brilliant. I'm just saying, for me, when I accept it, I then feel like I'm in control of it rather than it being in control of me. It's an acceptance saying, I can see you, Cloud. I know what you're trying to do. I'm going to let you do it, because if I fight you, you're just going to rain down even harder on me. So it's accepting it and saying, right, today could be a bit of a shit day or a shit few hours, excuse the language. So by accepting it, you're opening up the possibility for change. I know that sounds counterintuitive, because you kind of think, no, I'll fight it. If I fight it, then I'm going to be able to overcome it and then be able to take care of myself. But actually, for me, that hasn't worked. If I say, I accept you, dark cloud of depression, I then kind of go, actually no, I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to kind of challenge it and go, do you know what? I'm going to go and brush my teeth. I'm going to go and floss. And when I've done that, I'm like, don't think I'm going to shower today. Probably need to shower today, but actually, what's the worst that's going to happen if I don't shower? Andy's probably going to come home and be like, jump in the shower, babe. But actually, really, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Probably for me, I will feel guilty. I'll feel dirty. I'll feel disgusting. I'll feel shameful. A lot of judgment, a lot of negative talk, and that makes it even worse. So it's accepting it, and then you are kind of in a safer place, in a sort of better place to kind of say, do you know what? I'm going to try doing one thing, and that is where you start. One thing. Now, it doesn't have to be brushing your teeth or flossing like I do. It can be something that, you know, resonates with you. Perhaps it's just running a brush through your hair. Perhaps it's washing your face. Perhaps it's shaving your legs. It could be many, many things, but just start with that one thing. You can do it. You can do it. I promise you, you can. Once you've started with that one thing, you'll kind of be like, oh, I did that. Maybe I could do something else. Doesn't always work. Sometimes for me, I'll do the teeth and then that's it. I'm in bed till Andy gets home, apart from taking that little dude out for a couple of WALKs. And I will quite happily sit in dirty clothes, sit with dirty hair, no makeup, hairy legs, hairy armpits. And actually, sometimes I kind of get to a point where I'm like, it really doesn't matter. Other days I beat myself up, but other days I'm kind of like I say, it doesn't matter. If you don't wash your hair today, it doesn't matter. If you don't shower today, it doesn't matter. You are still beautiful inside and out, and you deserve to be happy. And if you are happy, or less depressed, just kind of being, you know, not showering, not brushing your teeth or whatever, then there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, after a time, the longer you don't do stuff, the harder it is to get back into stuff. And this is something that I've been learning through my recovery, that the more you do, the greater sense of achievement you'll have. The greater the sense of achievement, the more likely you are to do more things, and so on and so on and so on. On the flip side, the less you do, the less sense of achievement you'll feel. So it means you're less likely to do more things, making you less active, making you feel more depressed. So we need to kind of have that in our heads when we're talking about this. But we also need to be kind to ourselves and say, do you know what? The washing isn't going to get done today. That pile of clothes, yes, I probably will get round to it. And the stuff that's on the area that's been on there for about 3 or 4 days. I know I will get round to it, just maybe not today. And today is an okay day. I would rate my mood probably from 0 to 10, 10 being amazing, 1 being really, really depressed. I'd probably put myself at a 5 or 6, which I'm happy with. But when it's at a 1 or even a 0, when it's like, or -1, you don't want to do anything. And you can't help that. Don't beat yourself up. It's the depression. It is not you. The chemicals in your brain are making you behave this way. It is not your fault. You're not waking up going, do you know what? I like to smell. I love feeling shit about myself. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be like this. I don't. When I do dress up and put makeup on and get my nails done and shave my legs and my armpits and other areas, and I do feel great about myself, and it does uplift me if I'm, especially if I know I'm going out and I put some makeup on and a lovely bright lippy or something, I will feel great. But at other times, just brushing my teeth is the biggest task of the day. So don't beat yourself up. Try and avoid that negative self-talk. Accept that, today is going to be a bad day, and then you're open to change. Don't beat yourself up. Do what you can, even if it's one thing. And if you get that one thing done, you can take credit for that and feel a sense of achievement. It may even lead you to do another thing. If you can do 2 things on that day, great. If it's brushing your teeth, putting a wash on, those 2 steps are massive towards self-hygiene, self-care, and taking care of your surroundings. Remember, nothing is permanent. So although you may not have had a shower for a couple of days, you will eventually, and then you'll be clean, and then it won't matter about all the other days you've been dirty. Start again tomorrow. Write the day off. Just say, do you know what? Today I've been depressed. And there are other people out there who have other illnesses that probably haven't been able to shower today, that probably are either not eating properly, not sleeping properly, all the things that we think of to kind of have healthy body and mind. There are loads of people out there not being able to do it. You are not on your own. It makes me feel better knowing that I can have good days. I know that there's a good day around the corner, even if I'm in the pits of depression. I just want to also say it's about your journey and whatever you can do to make yourself feel better. Doing the simple kind of small things and building up to bigger things is the best way to do it. Start off small, start off with one task and build from there. And remember, don't feel that you are disgusting, that you're a waste of space, that you are stinky, dirty, gross, or anything like that. Because you are not. You are beautiful inside and out. You are just poorly. Depression makes us feel poorly. It makes us ill. We are doing this because we are ill. We can't get out of bed or shower or brush our teeth or put a wash on because we are ill. But it's not permanent. I really hope that's covered everything. I just want to say that I have days where self-care just goes out the window. But as I'm going through my recovery, those those days are less and less. And actually, overall, I try not to kind of beat myself up when I've had a depressive day, because that just makes it worse, and then you feel more guilty about being depressed. When it's an illness, it's an illness. It's not a state of mind, a choice, a belief, an idea. It's an illness. It's physical and mental, and it takes over. It can be completely debilitating. So just do what you can. If today is a bad day, accept it, write it off, start again the next day. One of my favourite films of all time, Gone with the Wind. My favourite line from Scarlett O'Hara was, "I'll think about that tomorrow." And that is, I think, a good piece of advice to live with, because to live with, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say now. To leave you with, because sometimes depression means having to think about things tomorrow, and that's okay. It really is. Thanks for watching, guys. Obviously, please share your thoughts in the comments. I want to know about your self-care, self-hygiene, both your own personal hygiene and the space around you. I don't actually know if I'm capturing that on shot. So yeah, share with me your experience, how it impacts you, those around you, and what can you do? What's that one thing that you can do to kind of say, do you know what? Okay, I'm depressed today. What one thing can I do to make myself feel better? And then go from there. And if you can do 2 things, great. If you can do 3 things, amazing. If you can't do any of them and you end up just sitting around not doing anything, that is okay. You are okay. You are awesome. You will get through this. We will get through this. And I love you to bits. Have a good week. Please tell me how your week has been. I hope it's been okay. Sorry this has been a long one, but I just wanted to cover everything. And you know what I'm like once I get started. I just ramble on for days. Love you guys. Have good weeks. Always lovely to hear from you in the comments. Take care. Be kind to yourself. And just remember, just do that one little thing to make yourself feel better. And then see what happens and think about it tomorrow. Take care. Love you all to bits. Bye.